Good morning. The stump dump, as it's commonly known, is causing more and more neighbors to get frustrated. That's why they're hosting a meeting tonight here at Rorden Hall. The grassroots group known as Stop the Smoke Bella Vista Stump Dump is hosting tonight's meeting. That'll be held again here at Rorden Hall starting at 6:30. In Bella Vista, I'm Jamie Weiss, 4029 News.
Hey, good morning, Paul. That's right. This evening, the City of Rogers will host a downtown public parking and street design public meeting, and they will host it right here at the Arkansas Public Theater. Tonight's meeting will run from 6 to 7 here at the Arkansas Public Theater. In Rogers, Ife Ibosimba, 4029 News.
Good morning and Merry Christmas Eve. As you can tell, we are here at the Stewart Family Christmas Lights display, where this morning the family is serving as Santa's helpers. The family delivered a handful of gifts yesterday. They're going to try to finish them all today. If not, they'll go back out tomorrow morning on Christmas Day. In Fayetteville, Jamie Weiss, 4029 News.
Some of you may have heard of Sojas Wagle, the senior who donated a big chunk of money when he won $250,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Or maybe you heard about his perfect ACT score. Well, now you're hearing about him as he gets ready to represent our state.
If you go deeper, you have to make it consistent, which might be a little difficult.
We met up with Sojas Wagle during his acting class where he coaches his fellow students and has accomplished so much. And he's only in high school. He scored a perfect 36 on the ACT. He won $250,000 on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He won the National Geographic Bee and the National Brain Bee and the International Brain Bee. So what does he want to do? Well, with his impressive resume and multiple talents, he wants to help the mentally ill and is planning to become a child psychiatrist.
People who have schizophrenia, depression, bipolar, all these different mental illnesses that are not exactly, they're below the surface, you're not able to see like physically with physical symptoms. There's a lot of stigma surrounding it.
He says the Senate Youth Program will help him learn to advocate for the people who really need help.
It's just a great introduction basically to any career that you're doing, because a lot of it hopefully will lead into activism, because personally, since I want to become a pediatric psychiatrist, a topic that's very near and dear to my heart is helping out the mentally ill community and getting more awareness about mental health and destigmatizing that. And so definitely, of course, to have it to be most effective for this. To be more effective for this activism, we need to do it through government and through political processes. And because I'm going to be exposed to this at Washington, D.C., I'm excited to see how I'd be able to use that in the future for my career in activism.
So just one other student from Arkansas will head to Washington, D.C. this week.
I'm really excited for this opportunity, and I couldn't be more grateful.
And we would like to wish Sojas the best on his travels. The Senate Youth Program is a program sponsored by a parent company, Hearst Television. UNLE 4029 News.
If you wonder what this hospital has done for local families, just listen to Michael Hollingsworth.
Oh, it's amazing. Before we had it, we had to drive to Little Rock weekly. And since they put this in, it's just a savior for us.
Sarah and Dad say events mean all the world to them.
When you're a patient, especially a cancer, and a family, it's just me and her, and you feel alone and you feel like nobody cares. It's wonderful to know that people care.
Sarah has cancer, and Saturday night was another visit to the hospital.
Yeah, she's a cancer patient, and she got fever. Anytime we get fever, we have to come running up here.
She's a bit shy, but it was a nice change of pace for her, and the man who organizes all this says that's what it's all about.
We love to spread, the good works of Star Wars, and we've done a lot of charity work in the past. And it's always a great opportunity to come out and see the kids really smile and enjoy it.
The kids got to meet and check out all the characters and take pictures, of course.
We focus primarily on what's considered the bad guys, or more commonly known as the Empire.
R2-D2 is always a big favorite, and as always, was there to keep the stormtroopers in line. And the kids like Sarah all loved it. And so did their parents.
The Holocaust, one of the most horrific times in history. Anne Frank, the teenage writer, one of the most well-known Jewish victims of the Holocaust. Peter Konstam was Ann's playmate. She was also his babysitter.
And the mother complained that she was leaving her papers around, she was a writer and doing this and etc. And my mother once suggested, well, why don't you maybe buy her a diary?
Peter's family lived downstairs from the Franks in their Amsterdam apartment. As the Nazi persecution of the Jews in the Netherlands became intolerable, the Franks went into hiding. The Konstams fled, spending a year trekking through Belgium, France, and Spain until they found freedom in Argentina. But he says the memories he left behind never escaped.
People would kick you, old men, and pick them by the hair and have them clean their boots and then spit on the boots and have them do it again. These are things you don't forget.
As World War II raged, Peter says he learned of the horrors awaiting his fellow Jews in the concentration camps and witnessed Nazi atrocities.
Now they went into the houses unannounced and took over and killed. It happened to our neighbors right next door to us, 8 people. 7 were machine gunned once.
Peter immigrated to the U.S. in 1963 and lives in Florida. Now at 82 years old, he's an author and speaker, making it his mission to ensure that those who hear his story know it's true. And he says if we don't put an end to today's atrocities, like the Pittsburgh synagogue massacre that killed 11, history could repeat itself.
That's my mission here, I think, this week. Not only the history, but why they should stand up against genocide, that the Holocaust existed, and unite.
Paul Petit, 4029 News.
Hours later, you can still see debris left over from those car accidents that happened here in the southbound lanes of Interstate 49 just past the West Fork exit. All the problems began around 4 Friday morning. There was mist in the air in the early morning hours. That mist turned icy in some areas when it hit the roads. Washington County deputies say the bridge over Wind Creek got icy, which began a string of accidents. When our crews arrived, 3 cars had already slid off the road. We were putting away our camera when an 18-wheeler slid off the bridge, hitting one of those Washington County deputy vehicles as it went off the highway. Fortunately, no one was in that vehicle when it was hit. That's when deputies ordered the interstate to be shut down. Similar accidents occurred right across the interstate in the northbound lanes, too. That meant rerouting drivers to Highway 71 business. Many drivers sat in standstill traffic for more than 3 hours.
It's cutting my time to get to Little Rock. Actually, I got to get to Benton, by a certain time, and it's going to cut into my time in doing that.
The Arkansas Department of Transportation traveled along both directions of I-49 just after those accidents. They were able to treat the roads with a salt and sand mixture, and both directions of the interstate were reopened just before 8 o'clock. In West Fork, I'm Jamie Weiss, 4029 News.